Thank you everybody for taking time to be here in the last part of the Singapore Maritime Week as well as last part of the Friday. So we thank you for being here. Just go through some of the items which are being discussed. So the topic is for decarbonization and emission compliance through energy efficiency measures. So I'm going to touch upon a few of these items, why it is important and how energy efficiency is a very enabler for future compliance and what can we do, what are some recommendations. So as you know that within IMO we have been talking about, and new discussion in the coming days will reveal us about what is going to happen. Then of course we have a pressure from the cargo owners as well as from the finance companies who are going to fund your green ship or for the future ships. They want to know why or what program do you have. So if you don't do anything, then probably you start finding a pressure from these quarters to do something about if you are not started yet. Because there are sizable number of ships who are not doing anything yet. So this graph of reducing and trying to get net zero by 2050, it can be achieved by doing number of small strategies. Could be low carbon fuels or zero carbon fuel, biofuels, or energy efficiencies and technologies which are available and are, you can say, with the different options of combining together, but being on ship specific, route specific, and operational measures, they can be all combined together. So there are options which what we call as a, you can pick and choose. There are items which may not work for all scenarios, but they are available for us to use. And of course, the confidence of adopting various fuels, some are better than others, and what is the ease of adoption in terms of competency as well as in terms of operational cost. So those items need to be considered, and if you can do those combinations and what type of energy efficiencies we can put in the ship operations. There are, as we know from the simple engineering or physics principles, that it is about how to reduce the drag on the ship's propulsion system you can enhance. So the number of items can be done, including the way onboard crew is using those technologies. So you have a number of operational measures. Then you can do items related to propulsion as well as hull designing. Then there is a enhanced machineries are being delivered. Then you have a how onboard energy consumers can be optimized, because they might be fitted 10 years back, but it's not necessary that you cannot enhance them. So there is something can be done in the today's world. And you have a energy harvesting technologies which is coming. So there is a mix of items proven as well as what we call as a resistance to adopt. Okay, so there are technologies available, but what we see is a big resistance to adopt. So that needs to be overcome if you have to remain compliant for the future. We have actually issued number of information paper for the industry, like other class societies, that guidance is given and provided a high-level estimates that how much efficiencies you can enhance by doing various measures, and each one of them is finally contributing, and it is going into the what we call as a fuel saving. You can save fuel, and then when you say fuel, I can save fuel in operating, I can reduce my greenhouse gas emissions, and eventually I am enhancing my efficiencies. And that is what we need to do year on year in order to comply with the CIA ratings. In the MARPOL regulations, you have to comply with it, and all these measures are possible to be used. So that is is a very simple statement to say that number of items are available and you can pick and choose what you want to do. Some examples I will be giving very soon, and then it also talks about how much cost is there. So regarding this propulsion and hull measures, the very popular items which are there is propeller retrofit, and the reason of that propeller retrofit is The primary reason is a designed and delivered ship is not same as a ship which is being operated in today's conditions. For example, you have taken a delivery of a new build tanker which is rated for 15 knots, but you are now operating at 12 knots because of charter's requirement. So the hull and propeller is not optimized anymore. So you are actually losing fuel every day because the ship was not designed for what you want to operate for. And of course the answer is you cannot predict what charters will ask me, and you have to keep the ship employed. So in the end, you keep losing a little bit every day, and finally you are not optimized. So a new tanker, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, we will tell owner, go and change your propeller, and they're asking us, what are you talking? It's a new ship. So this needs to be understood. Then low friction coatings are there, but sometimes not being practiced, and sometimes hull cleaning is not available in certain portion of the world, and then you have a problem of roughness in the hull. So they all add into it. Then propeller flow improvement, how can you streamline with the current technologies a flow of the water across the rudder and propeller? They can enhance your efficiencies. Other items within the engine room, you can do a shaft generator installation if it is not there in your sink. So every day you can save 5 to 10 tons of oil every day if you go for, but of course you have to do analysis whether engine room has the scope to install or not. Waste heat recovery, efficiencies of machineries. If they are not being maintained well, they are not being cleaned regularly, they need to be seen. And same way for generators, auxiliary engines and boilers, how they are being operated. So those are leading into the direction of operation as well as little bit incremental enhancements. And then of course, as we have seen in the previous presentation, you have number of items that energy harvesting measures, the wind propulsion is gaining traction, and that is really something could be a game changer in the coming years, because you have a designated routes in the world today which are constant in wind direction, and that can be used. But of course, only thing is that the ship must be operating in that region to get the full. So certain ships are definitely very suitable, and they must make use of that. Because if you look at historically, we sailed around the world before the engines. Engines came later. So it means that wind power does not need any validation. Is it strong enough or not? Definitely answer is yes. So that is how a business case is definitely available for us to know. If you look at historically, people sailed around the world without engines and they were able to reach. Then you have operational measures, just in time, hull cleaning, autopilot. And I can tell you many of these are not being practiced in a real sense. Everybody claims I know how to use autopilot, but I don't think so, because this is a lot of items which is there. And I can tell you that as a navigator, we never touched any autopilot setting. For 3 years, nobody is touching it. Only one day when rudder is not able to follow because of bad weather, that time we are reading the manual to find out what is going on. That is the reality. But I'm just saying that a lot of things needs to be improved, but people don't agree with us. Just in time is happening, yes, in certain ports, but that is good. We all need to work together. But problem with just in time is I need to reduce speed and then may not go for a efficient fuel consumption. So what type of strategies we can provide? So this one of the report was released three weeks back about energy efficiencies, where we have given this analysis what each type of measures can give you how much energy efficiency, as well as capex and opex. Because the biggest question in the industry is always people ask us is that you keep on promoting so many measures, but do you know how much it costs? So now, yes, you have an answer in one centralized report, which is available on our website, and you can, it is free to download and use. But it is not about I am marketing here my report. I am telling here for future in the maritime industry what is available for you to plan. You need to do. You can start using this information as a starting tool to find out what could work for me. And this also gives you technologies suitable for certain ships. Not every technology is suitable for every ship. So you have to, that is where your skill of ship management comes in, what is good for my class of vessels and what is operating in which region of the world. And then if you look at all those summary of how much it is being adopted, so this is very important slide because it tells you what people are not doing, even though they are available, but it is not being practiced. Sorry, this one is so all the items are related to the bottom part. We are all only concentrated around the propeller because that is able to save me very fast. But there are many more items which are waiting to be exploited to gain the full measure of the efficiencies. That has not come yet. So that is why we see that there is still a lot of scope to be used for the future. And of course, we have a number of fuels available to us to be used, but that needs a lot of planning. Competency development, operational measures, and one of the favorite item for me in the current discussions with the various clients is where is the competence for shore staff? We are only talking about ship staff is not competent, but where is the competence for shore staff? Because they never sailed on those ships, and they are the one who are going to talk to the yard for delivery. So that needs to be done. So it's a little bit very, you can say, coordinated planning is required. It is not impossible, but it needs to be done. It is a little long-term planning is required. So finally, coming to the last slide, this is the recommendation is that energy efficiency measures can enhance overall emission compliance in a gradual manner, because we need to first know your fleet very well, and then you need to have a dedicated team who is open to explore all the items. But you must explore and then reject. Do not reject just because people say, can you tell me how many ships of this category have adopted this technology in the world? But that is not the right answer, because you have to see your ship is operating in which type of zone and is it really suitable for you. You cannot get a generic answer, because for the wind propulsion is the same question people ask us. Can you tell me how many MR tankers in the world installed wind propulsion system? But it's not a right answer, right question, sorry. Because you need to see, is your ship going into the zones where wind propulsion is available and you can exploit? It can be a different answer for the same category of ships. So thank you very much. And these slides, of course, will be available for seeing. Thank you very much.